Good day everyone and welcome back to Super Luigi Galaxy! We see the only star we can get right now is in the bedroom. So let's head onward to the bedroom and get collecting with the purple coin stars. Well, the one purple coin star we can get in here. And that is gonna be in Dusty Dune. So let's go there while I introduce us to what we're gonna talk about today. Purple comet in orbit. Purple coins in the desert. So today we are talking about my favorite games. And it is pretty hard to just say, oh yeah, this is my favorite game and this is my favorite game, you know? So that's why I'm gonna split it up into my favorite games in different franchises. And due to me being a real Nintendo lover, what the? How's that? Oh. I need a. You're not friendly, are you? Oh, I thought these were bad tornadoes because they had stuff in them. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna talk about my favorite games in different franchises. Being mostly a Nintendo gamer, I'm pretty much just gonna be talking about Nintendo franchises. So, yeah. Let's start. I hate the slipperiness of Luigi. Let's start with Mario, because we're currently playing a Mario game. So, my number one favorite Mario game is, as it might surprise a lot of people, because this game is not known to be the best Mario game, is Super Mario Sunshine. And, yeah. I can see that it really is not the best game in the Mario franchise, but the world of Mario Sunshine is just something so special to me, you know? I really love just Isla Delfino so much, and yeah, that makes it an easy number one favorite Mario game. Gonna wait for this swamp. Yeah, I do see problems with it, like FLUDD. Like, I see FLUDD, yeah, probably not the best gameplay gimmick, you know, but it's really not that bad like most people make it out to be, you know. Like, yeah, it may be a bit odd that basically all of the platforming has to be done with the hover nozzle, and also that the controls when you don't have FLUDD are completely horrendous. But like, overall, Isla Delfino, it just feels like such a coherent place. All the worlds are just so alive and full of pure fun. It's just really something I'm enjoying so much. Another really good Mario game would be Mario Odyssey, but yeah, I can't really, like, the problem Mario Odyssey has, like, the worlds are pretty much just as good themselves, but they just kind of miss, like, the fun, vacation, feel-good kind of thing that Mario Sunshine had. Another problem with Mario Sunshine is the blue coins. I hate them just as much as any other person would. Like, yeah, they are just really filler content to, like, fill out empty, like, the empty space that Mario Sunshine has in the stars. And yeah, the reason for that is simply that the game was really rushed. Like, they couldn't make 120 unique shines So just filled it with the blue coins, and some blue coins are just so evil, and also that some blue coins only appear in some missions. Like, whose idea was that? Like, all blue coins should be in all missions. Like, if you go to one place in one mission and there isn't a blue coin there, why should you come back next mission to check it again? Another thing that I really liked with Mario Sunshine is, compared to, for example, what's it called? Mario 64. The levels really change in between the stars / shines. Like, the levels were really just always the same in Mario 64, but in Mario Sunshine something always changed, which also always was the reason why that mission even was possible. Like, for example, in the beach, in Gelato Beach, you first have the egg of the sandbird, which you then have to like protect for several missions, and later on it hatches, and then you get to meet the sandbird. Like, it's evolving, stuff is actually happening. What you do in most missions actually matters. You know? It's really great. I really love that game. But I think that's almost it. Maybe. What more is there to talk about with Mario Sunshine? If there even is more. The story was, I mean, it's the standard Mario's story, but with a certain twist. This time Mario is on vacation, and that's also where the tropical island setting is coming from. My favorite worlds. Gotta wait. Alright, my favorite worlds in Mario Sunshine's like, I love, like, Gelato Beach is so cool. I played the game in German, so I'm not the best with the names. Serena Beach, I think it's called, the one with the spooky hotel. That's really cool. That ship port stage, the second one. But pretty much all stages are great, except Noki Bay. I really don't like Noki Bay, but I love every other stage in Super Mario Sunshine. Okay, maybe let's get on to talking about another of my really favorite franchise, and that is Zelda. And Zelda is one of those games where I'm having real trouble saying a favorite game, because there is really so many great games, but I think I have to take two Zelda games, with two honorable mentions being Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. But my favorites gotta be, first off, Majora's Mask. I love that game. I love the atmosphere of that game. I love, like, the time pressure, how the world feels so alive. Although you always turn back time, so you see the same things happening over and over again, certain things happen at certain times, which just makes it so great. Like, every NPC has not a random route they go, they have a detailed, complicated route they go through during the 3 days that the game plays in. Like, one NPC at one time is always gonna be at the same place and doing the same thing. Like, it's just so cool. The dark nature of that game is also really appealing to me. I kind of like dark Zeldas. Then we have my honorable mention being, one of my honorable mentions being Wind Waker is pretty interesting. I also love like the masks in Majora's Mask. Like all the normal maps that give you like a small buff, but then also the transformation masks are so cool. It's so amazing to be able to play as a Deku, as a Goron, as a Zora. It's just so great. The dark story. Everyone is grieving. It's just so amazing. I just love everything about that game. It got some really good dungeons too. I wouldn't even say except the water dungeon, because it actually got a pretty solid water dungeon for a Zelda game. But usually water dungeons aren't that great. Oh, I already hopped onto that one, yeah. But like, somehow the water dungeon actually was good, because the Zora actually does good swimming. Like the swimming in Majora's Mask feels good, only because the Zora mask is just made for underwater movement, and it's really perfected underwater movement. It's just beyond great. We have such great characters, such great quests. What's that character called? The one who got turned into a kid and has this really long story with his, is it wife or bride? I don't know. Yeah, I think it's you had to get them to marry to find each other again, because he hid, because he got cursed and turned into a child. He was scared she wouldn't love him anymore. It is like such a long quest where you have to be at so many different places at certain times to be there at certain events. It's just really great. Like, Majora's Mask is just such a treat. I love that game. It's, yeah. Come on. I can't really say much more about it, because, like, it's really an experience everyone has to have had. Like, the setting of the game, the story, with the moon coming down. It's understandable that characters are acting panicky, being overly mad. Like, characters in different areas are reacting differently. Like the Gorons, they're all freezing to death, and they're all desperate. It's like, it's so sad. They have lost their great leader when he tried to get back the heat. It's just such a beautiful story overall. Also, how every area has its own story. Like, Clock Town, the people there are in complete denial of what's happening. Some are panicking, some are in denial. There is this one meeting in the game where you can see clearly just how strong the denial is that they're in. It's just so amazing. The story with the little monkey that gets blamed for kidnapping the Deku King's daughter, and you have to save that monkey. But then always when you save the people, you have to go back in time, which makes... because you have what you want, and then you go back in time, and the good that you did, the people that you did good to, it's like it never happened. It's so sad. It's... oh, that game is just too amazing. I really can't handle the game being this great. let's hop on to my other favorite Zelda game. Zelda Breath of the Wild. I waited so long for that game and it just got delayed again and again. It's like with Breath of the Wild, it's the world. The problem with the game is the dungeons. They're not good. Like they are acceptable, but they are not Zelda dungeons. And shrines are really cool. I really want shrines in the second game, but I also want the Titans. I think they're called the Titans. To be, like, not there anymore. I want a real Zelda dungeon. But please, the shrines can stay. They are amazing. Like, so, yeah. Let me just get deeper into the world. Like, it is really an open world game that perfected open world. Like, I don't even get how they were able to make an open world feel so alive and perfect, especially when the setting is post-apocalyptic. Like, how is a post-apocalyptic world feeling so alive? It's just so good. Every place feels like it has a purpose. Just the progression with the towers. You get more and more of the map the deeper you get into the game. It's all so amazingly done. I love Breath of the Wild so much. Like, yeah, it's really, really, really good. The story is also kind of nice, although I'm hoping for a more deep story, because a more real-time story, because 90% of Breath of the Wild's story was told from the past. Like, in the now, there barely was much story. All of Breath of the Wild's story is in the past, which, you know, Breath of the Wild 2 can fix it, and I'm missing one coin again. I'm seeing it, all the way over there. How did I miss that one? And yeah, the tutorial of Breath of the Wild was so good, it didn't feel like a tutorial. Like the Great Plateau. Like, it is just such a good tutorial. It's so fun, it's amazing. It's not useless like talk. This is how this works, and this is how this works, blah 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 blah. It's just all so great. I really love Breath of the Wild. Okay, some more to talk about in Breath of the Wild. Except that I really need to do a replay before Breath of the Wild 2. Or maybe do a modded replay with a mod. I don't know. That would be fun. Yeah, and the star is very close. Yeah, but I think this is it for my favorite Zelda games. I just want to talk a little bit about my honorable mentions. Wind Waker, it has a really fun world, really. The sea is great. The story is also kind of nice, with Ganon like searching for kids with long ears. Girls with long ears, because he's looking for Zelda, trying to get a Triforce. Really, really fun. But Twilight Princess probably has the best story. It's so amazing. I love Midna. Midna is just by far the best companion that Link has ever had. Like, is there anyone who doesn't like Midna? And like, when we get to the part after the third dungeon when Midna is hurt, that is such an emotional part in the game. It just feels so serious and dark. It's just great. It has amazing dungeons, which Wind Waker of course also has. Like, I just love it so much. It's great. Okay, alright. I think it's time to get on to one of my next, what's it called? Favorite games? Yeah. So, the next franchise I am wanting to talk about is Pokemon. And, it's really hard to just say a certain Pokemon game because of the generation thing. So I'm just gonna... Oh my god, this is a fast mission. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk about my favorite generation, which is Gen 4. I am probably really biased because that's my first generation and my nostalgia generation. But like... I really love a lot of the Gen 4 Pokemon. Like, Gen 4s are my favorite Pokemon. The story is also really cool with Team Galactic. It has some of the best battles. Like, Cynthia is just amazing. Gen 4 also had the best remakes in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. If we talk about the Gen 4 remakes, I don't get why they are hated so much. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl don't deserve the hate they get. Yeah, I get that they didn't try to build upon the games at all. They just took Diamond and Pearl and faithfully recreated them, which is their way of saying not putting in too much resources. But like, the art style is really cute, it's fun. It is just like, the Gen 4 remakes are really good. Because Gen 4 is really good. Like, that's simply it. You can't really say anything else about that. Yeah, the characters are cool. The villains. Cyrus is just crazy. Although I would like to add that Gen 6 is my most played gen, I would say. And it has my favorite gimmick, Mega Evolutions. That is my honorable mention for Pokemon. Gen 6, although I would say Gen 3 is better. Yeah. Gen 3 is probably better than Gen 6, but I just play Gen 6 so much more. Gen 5 is also, like, all the Pokemon games are really good until it started getting weaker with Sun and Moon and then hit rock bottom with Sword and Shield. Yeah. And that's basically my favorite games, although I didn't really get to talk about all I wanted to talk about. But we are done here for today. So thanks for watching, and I'll see ya in the next one.